Aloha! I recently went to Hawaii on a business trip. This is what Honolulu looks like at night, pretty much like any other city. This is what it looks like in the day, not much like any other city.
One of these fans is not like the other. A collection we have.
Don't mind me, Kobe. I just need to get to the press room to write my story. I am on a business trip in Hawaii, and yes, aloha. And I just had a really neat experience. I am in, what city am I in? I just got done with my work this afternoon and was driving around, and I drove until I found a town with a restaurant, and it's Kahui or something. Kahui. Kanahoe Bay Drive. I'm in Hawaii. That's the important part. So I drive around and I find this little restaurant in this strip mall right next to a Safeway and the liquor store and Boston Pizza, of all places. It was just a small little restaurant, probably about, 12 tables. I was a little bit surprised. It's a Monday night. I wasn't expecting a full restaurant in a small little town in a strip club to be full, but this place had pretty good ratings on Yelp, and I don't think there are a whole lot of choices in this town. So I put my name down on the list, party of one, I know how to party, and started to wait, and just been there a couple minutes, and a nice young couple came in with a baby, so they put their name down on the list after me. And the wait was going to be about 10 or 15 minutes, so nothing too horrible. The husband left, and the wife and the little baby were just standing right next to me, and one of the tables came up. I wasn't in a hurry, because I've got nothing else to do. My family's in Utah. It's night in Hawaii, so I don't know exactly... I don't even know where I'm at, let alone what to do in the dark in Hawaii. So I wasn't in a big rush, and I just said, you can let them go. They've got a baby. I'm not in a big hurry, no big deal. And they were nice, and she took the table and thanked me. And then a few minutes later, I got a table, and so we all were seated happily, and we're gonna chow down on some yummy Korean food. Partway through the meal, one of the restaurant owners and waitress, it's a family that owns this restaurant, she came over and she just said, thank you so much for letting the baby sit down. The baby was in a car seat. So, but, it's just easier for a mom to take care of a baby sitting down in a booth than bending down or whatever. Anyway, so she really thanked me, touched her heart, and said it was really nice of me. And honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I was, grateful that somebody was appreciative. and continued eating my fabulous food. Really good barbecue beef and some awesome chicken, a little bit of spicy wings. Enjoyed my meal. It was time to pay, and the man from the couple was up at the register, and he didn't turn around or say anything to me. A waitress came back to me and she said, that guy was just really thankful for what you did and let his family sit down and the baby, and he paid $20 towards your bill. And I was already touched that the waitress had said something and the mom was nice, but $20, I mean, basically that paid for my whole meal. It was just such a really generous gesture for such a small little act that I did. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just a kind act, and he paid it forward multiple times, and I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude, and I just thought it was such a neat little story. I stood up and I walked over there, and I just shook his hand, and I said, thank you very much. You didn't need to do this. I'm on a business trip, so my company is paying for me, so you don't need to do this. And he's like, no, that was such a nice thing of you to do. I do need to do this, something to that effect. And so I accepted his offer and just thought it was super neat and felt really good about it. And I ended up giving a $20 tip to the waitress and I think it was her son that helped out. So I just thought that was a really nice experience in a small little Korean restaurant in a strip club next to the Safeway in Kailua, Hawaii. The moral of the story is be nice, pay it forward. You just feel great. Seriously, my heart is just smiling right now. I just feel warm. It just feels good to do good things. So let's all do good things. That's my message. Man, I had such a great trip. I have another video that I'm excited to make, so be tuned for that. But please give me a thumbs up if you like this one. Subscribe and come back and have some Aloha fun with me again.